Hello guys, and welcome to another video about Sencha Architect. In this video we will talk about the metadata files of the architect projects, which are like the core pieces of the projects. They are usually not shown to the users, and the regular user should not be like concerned about them usually. But in this video we will take a look at how we can use them to copy some classes between the projects and how to share the code between the projects. Okay, let's get to it. So I have some example project. It's ext 6.0, and when we preview it, as you can see, the project is fully working, right? And let me just quit the architect. Let's open the project. In here. So this is a project folder. In here we can see that there are the classic ext files, but also some extra files from the architect, mostly metadata. And these metadata files are the most important. So in here there are the store your classes and everything, and architect modifies this file for you. So in architect you can't let's take a look at the app view. And if you look at this file, this is the generated ext code, and you basically can't edit this. Like, you can't write anything in here because architect will rewrite it, because everything is generated from the metadata files. In fact, I can just delete the whole app folder. Like, I don't need it at all, because when you start architect, the app folder is regenerated and created back again from the metadata files. So if we open the project back again, we will see that when you save it, it generates all the app. As you can see, it's back in here. And when you preview it, you can see that actually it's not working, because what you have to do is you have to click on the save entire project. This will ensure that all the classes in the app folder are generated, because just simple save doesn't generate all the files, because it's not necessary if there are no changes. So if you do the save entire project, you can see that the project is back running and all is in here. So let's say that you would like to take some classes from this project and open it in another project. Let me just open second architect and open new project. And this project will be a different framework. It will be ext 6.5, and there is nothing much. There is some panel, or it could be your project. So what are the options for you? Let me just put it away. What are your options to like move the files? So what you can do is you can save to toolbox, but this is limited to the framework. So I would not be able to see this class in the 6.5. You could export to the file. You could try to create some extension and or you could like try to export configs. If you look at all the configs, as you can see, it was not able to export all the configs for the class. So there are some options, but they are not working as like they wouldn't work perfectly. So let me show you what we can do with the metadata files. Let me close this project and let's go to the metadata files. So we are in the ext 6.0. Let's go to the metadata. So what we have in here, we have model. When we open it, we can see that this is a file which defines the model in here. As you can see, it's a JSON, and basically you could edit it in here. So you could, let's say, edit some names, or basically anything. An architect would take it. Usually models and stores are basically the same. They haven't changed in a long time across many framework versions, so it's pretty safe to copy them. There might be problems between views. Like, best way would be to upgrade this project, like to upgrade it to the 6.5, so the upgrade process in place, which can rename your classes. But let's do it without that. And yeah, there are resources in here. There are library theme, some CSS files saved, and view, which is the most important. View model, there's nothing in here, as you can see. It's the default file. View controller, nothing in here. But settings, again, nothing in here. And there's nothing in here. So what I will do, I will open the second folder. Quickly, Architect projects. Let me look at the new project. It's in here. Metadata. As you can see, I don't have any stores or anything in this particular project. So yeah, let's just copy all the stores, all the models, and from the view, let me copy the Reddit view and settings panel. Settings panel. Let me check, does the settings panel have anything in the code? No, so we don't need to copy. These view models, and Reddit view model doesn't have anything. View control actually has something, but these things are defined in here. The class, the functions are in here, but they are just rendered in the view control. So it would be wise to copy also the view controller. Okay, let me show you some important things in the. First, let's start on the application and see if it worked. So yes, that's about next architect. Okay, the architect is starting. So my new classic app. As you can see, the store has been loaded. It has pretty much all the things. It is basically the same as the previous models, also without any problem. We have the grid, which is the panel. We have the view controller, because the functions was copied correctly, and basically we have it in here. We have the grid, and it's copied from the another project, and it was pretty fast, just copying the files. And let's check the settings panel. Yeah, there's nothing in here. Let me check. So as you can see, there are not. Let me save it. There is not view panel, a view controller, and when I try to create it, it's not working. And I will show you quickly why it's not working. Let me go to the menu classic app. Yeah. When you open the settings panel, you can see that there are some view controllers and view model instance IDs. These are the IDs which defines the whole class. As you can see, this panel has this ID, designer ID. So if another file would be referencing to this panel, it would have this ID. And don't be fooled just by the names of the, let's say for example, the store could have name, but it would be not working because the ID would be different. So the IDs are the most important. And this is referencing some IDs which doesn't exist. So let me just delete them. We will need to restart the application. It should be able to generate them back again, because they are not saved in here. And as you can see, the architect generated it back again in here. So the Reddit should be working. Let me get to it. Mark as initial view. And let's try to preview it. Okay, let me preview it. And as you can see, it's not working. There's some weird error. It looks like it's coming from the framework. Let's try to remove the store which we have appointed. Save it. Okay, so when we remove the store, it looks like it's working. There's probably some weird error with the store, and because we just copied the code, we did something which is not like you should not do this. Like, Architect was not prepared that someone will be copying like the metadata files from one project to another. You should use like the Architect upgrade mechanism and other things, and there are reasons why Architect doesn't allow you to do this, because it might not work all the time. So as you can see, the store didn't work, but the grid is basically working. So let's try to do something more. I guess we could try to create new store. Yeah, let's create new store model. Let's set up model edit post. Let's generate some mock data. And let's try to appoint this store to the grid. Save it. And let's preview. So as you can see, at least the grid, we were able to salvage the grid, and yeah, we have the grid. The store is not working, but I guess you could create it again in the new project, and it should be working. So if you would do this for some big grids or some other big components, I guess this could save you a lot of time when you migrate between the projects. Okay, so let me show you one more thing. Let's take this grid, this Reddit post grid, and let's put it into modern project. So I have prepared a blank modern project in here. Let me close it, and we will take this grid and put it in there. So let me show you what all we could do. So yeah, we could take this file, this view controller, Architect projects, modern metadata. Let's create a view because it's in the view. And what we can also copy is the store and the model. I already tried this, and the application was not working. There were some problems. I didn't get it more into it, but at least the grid should be salvageable. So, but it won't be working out of the box. So let me show you why. So if you would fire up Architect right now and open this project, there would be error while loading this class. Probably it would not show up at all. And let me show you why. It's because this class is referencing ext container viewport. And if you check the XJS 6.5 modern docs, refresh, here we go. Let me show viewport. It's a singleton. In modern it works a little bit differently. So the safe bet would be to rewrite this to the simple container. So let's just rewrite in a container. Next problem we have in here is the grid panel. In modern, the grid panel is renamed to ext grid. So we need to rewrite this to ext grid. Also, Architect is adding view table, which is should not be there in modern. So we can delete this. Complete. You can CN is like child elements or items, which has, so as you can see, there is container which has child element grid, and this grid has some columns. So let me delete the view table. If we check the column, ext grid column, that should be fine. Yeah, this all should be fine. So let's try to. I'm not sure the panel 2. I guess the panel 2 will not be working in the modern. Yep, they are not there. But let's leave it in the code and let's see what it will do. Okay, let's fire up Architect. Let's open HS65 modern. This new project. Yep, and as you can see, we have the grid. As you can see, it was able to load the model, which is nice. Story is also in here, but there's some problem with it. And if you look at the design view, there are some problems with the height, because let's set up the height, because in modern it tries to expand. Not shown, and if you, as you can see, the grid should be okay. Let's try to compile it, which is done. Preview. Yep. We don't have there is some mock data, yes, but as you can see, the grid is compiled, and yeah, there are some problems. It talked us. There are some problems, but we have the grid in the modern, and we could like move it in a different way and do something with it. And mostly it copied all our renderers and stuff like that, so we don't have to rewrite it again. As I said before, there could be problems. It might not work all the time. It could produce like weird errors, but I guess it could help you when you need to migrate from one application to another. When you migrate between the same framework, between the projects, it should be like almost working all the time. Only problems with the IDs, as I mentioned, which are shared, the instance ID, which are linked between the projects. But if you want just to copy the simple class, it should be all okay. Okay, I guess guys, that's it. This is the tutorial, and I made some other videos. You can check them out. I think the most interesting one is this one about all the tips and tricks you can do in the Architect. I talk about all the cool k-bindings, and I think you will learn something you haven't known before. Okay, see you. Bye.